Okay, we're going to do the little take apart of this goofy compressor, which I have found out is a Scotch Yoke compressor. Just a little bit that we did before. You can kind of see this thing. The piston is right here, and this slides back and forth as it rotates, and the piston travels up and down. Okay, we're going to take some parts off this thing. Okay, to look close here, this little doohickey right here, this was pressed in there. That's the discharge line. That little tiny hole there is a discharge. This piece of actually cap tube fit onto that thing right there, and this transferred the high pressure out of the unit. Why they use such a tiny line for this, I have no idea, but possibly had something to do with pulses, I don't know. But I pulled this off, and you can see there isn't anything in there. I mean, it's just empty. It's just a hole. Okay. Now if I pull this head off, then, okay, with the head off, you can see this is our intake valve plate, just a reed valve. Fits right up against here. They don't put a gasket on them because it changes. If you put a gasket on, it changes the clearance. And the clearance between the piston top and the valve is very important. So they just machine these very highly, and it doesn't look quite that good now because it's been cleaned up and set water on it and so on. But they did machine this to a high gloss, and of course that's the valve portion there. So that's the intake valve. The exhaust valve is right under there. So that's all fairly standard stuff. There's your head right there. That little hole is the discharge hole. It goes into here and then comes out that little cap tube. So it's fairly standard there, except that it seems that that cap tube that comes out doesn't make a lot of sense, but it is however it is, and I assume they had their reasons for it. Now, this is the yoke. Here's the yoke torn apart. This actually fits right on there, like that, and as this rotates around, it moves it back and forth. The piston is just this piece right here. It's a solid piece, no wrist pin or anything in it. This is inside here. So what happens, this piston moves up and down in this cylinder, and that's how the goofy compressor works.